Hello and welcome back to Pets Aplenty. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more amazing videos. Animals are famous for their kind hearts, especially amongst each other, but their kindness sometimes expands to other animal species and even human beings. With that being said, here are 10 animals that have saved people's lives. Let's get into the video. Number 10. Mila, the beluga whale. Many people claim that animals have a sixth sense that allows them to notice when something is wrong, and the white beluga, Mila, is a perfect example of that. Mila and her handler, Jung-yoon, have been performing together for years, but one time, when performing in a competition, Young's leg started cramping up, which left her unable to move. The cramp itself wouldn't be a problem if Young had diving equipment with her, but no such equipment was allowed during this specific competition, so she started to drown. Mila noticed something was wrong and without hesitation rushed to rescue Young, pushing her to the surface. Had it not been for the incredible beluga, the diver probably would not have survived. Number 9. Binti the gorilla.
Who is the female gorilla who rescued a 3-year-old boy who tumbled into her habitat at the Brookfield Zoo near Chicago on Friday.
If you're not acquainted with the gorilla's strength, know that they are a very strong and mighty species, about 4 to 6 times stronger than a human being, and can easily crush anything that comes their way. That, combined with the fact that they're extremely territorial animals, means that they can be a danger to anyone that steps inside their territory, even those that grew up in captivity. Knowing these facts is part of what makes Binti's story so amazing. Binti was a 7-year-old female gorilla who lived in an enclosure with her baby at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago. One day, a little boy fell into the enclosure, much to everyone's surprise. Instead of hurting the child, Binti immediately ran over to the boy and carried him carefully over to the door of the exhibit in order to protect the child from other gorillas and return him to the rescue workers. This gorilla's love for children extends past her own cubs, and perhaps that was the reason the boy was safely returned to his parents with no serious injuries. Number 8. Masha the cat. Animals have a very strong parental instinct, something that unfortunately cannot be said of every human being. The reason for this statement is that a few years ago, a newborn baby was left in a cardboard box in a cold stairwell in the middle of winter in Russia. Clearly, this child would have been frozen to death if a stray cat had not come to the rescue. This stray cat noticed the baby and laid down on top of it to keep it warm. At the same time, the cat started meowing as loud as it could, as if it was actually calling for help. Eventually, the neighbors heard the cat and were incredibly surprised at the sight of a newborn baby with no clothes and a cat protecting it. This amazing cat did an amazing deed and was rewarded with a loving home and is now called Masha the Lifesaver. Number 7. Dolphins. Next on the list is not about a single dolphin, but rather a group of dolphins who have an outstanding story to tell. Before moving on to the story, it's important to explain that dolphins are kind-hearted species who are known to have a great intuition to sense danger, and so have saved countless people from drowning and even unconscious people, pushing them to the shore. This specific story happened in the middle of an 8-hour marathon in the Pacific Ocean, where a Brit who goes by the name of Adam Walker spotted a huge white shark heading his way. Luckily for Adam, a group of dolphins surrounded him and shielded him from the shark. They even accompanied him for the following hour, ensuring that he returned to land safely. Number 6. Lulu the Vietnamese pig. Dogs have gained quite the fame for saving their human owners that suffer major medical events. However, the hero in this story was none other than a Vietnamese pig. Lulu was just a baby when offered to a woman as a gift. Unfortunately, the woman did not want Lulu, so the woman's mother, Joanne, took pity and decided to keep it for herself. They quickly became best friends with Joanne, taking her everywhere with her. One day, Joanne suffered a heart attack at home, and having no one in the house to help her, Lulu stepped up. This very special animal somehow managed to open the gate latch and sprint into the middle of the road, laying down and trying to signal people to follow her. As no one paid attention, Lulu sprinted back home to check on Joanne and repeated the process until one man finally stopped and followed Lulu into the house. After seeing the condition, Joanne was in demand and immediately called for help. Joanne and Lulu's relationship became much stronger after that event. Number 5. The Gentle Whale. Once upon a time, a marine biologist named Hauser, with over 30 years of experience in the field, went for a dive when she felt a 50,000-pound humpback whale nudging her. This behavior of the whale confused the biologist, as it's not considered to be typical behavior for the species, as they generally keep to themselves, not meddling with others. According to Hauser, the whale kept trying to tuck her underneath his huge pectoral fin. It was only a few minutes later that Hauser noticed a 15-foot tiger shark lurking in the distance and realized that this whale was trying to protect her from the shark. Specialists firmly believe that this was the whale's instinct to protect its calves from predators, which turned out to be a life-saving experience for the marine biologist, who now has an incredible story to tell. Number 4. Cider the Horse. The day started normal as always, with Leia Fraser feeding her farm animals. What was not ordinary is that Leia had planned to take her life that same day. Leia had been feeling like the world was better off without her, and so she needed saving, something that Cider was very glad to do. Cider knew what it was like to feel alone, as she was thrown away and left to die when Leia brought her to her sanctuary. She nursed Cider back to health, which according to Leia was not an easy task, as Cider was very untrusting of people. Feeling so grateful that Leia saved her life, Cider felt the need to do the same and save Leia from her depression. And she did! Leia was so enthused about Cider that she created a therapy program to help other people get back on track using nothing but rescued animals. Number 3. Kabang the Dog. A domestic dog by the name of Kabang was out on a walk with her owner and 2 other little girls when she did something unexpected. She pushed the 2 girls forward with her paws. The reason she did this was to get them out of the way of a car that was coming in the opposite direction and that would have run them over had it not been for Kabang. This amazing little dog managed to save 2 lives with a single push, something that made her owner incredibly grateful for. Unfortunately, Kabang was not able to get away in time and suffered some very severe injuries to her nose and upper jaw. On the other hand, her story touched many hearts all over the world who gladly donated money to help her with a reconstructive surgery. She now enjoys a happy life with her owner and the 2 girls whose lives she saved at the risk of her own life. Number 2. William the Parrot. As we all know, parrots have an ability to mimic human speech. Most parrot owners even train them to speak, but it's usually for entertainment. However, this time, the parrot William managed to say the right words at the right time. William was having breakfast as always with its owner Mrs. Howard and the little toddler Hannah. When Mrs. Howard left the room at this point, the toddler Hannah started choking on her food. William noticed what was going on and shouted at the top of his lungs, "Mama, baby!" in order to get the mother's attention. Mrs. Howard was surprised, as she had never heard the parrot say baby before, and rushed to the kitchen where she performed the Heimlich maneuver, which ended up saving the child's life. This courageous parrot's action got him honored with the Animal Lifesaver Award by the Red Cross and is now considered the family's hero. Number 1. Lion Pride. In June 2005, a 12-year-old girl was kidnapped in Ethiopia. As she made her way home from school, she was held captive for over a week by 4 men who beat her up and tried to force her to marry one of them. Unfortunately for them, when they tried to move her to a different location, they were stopped by 3 lions who attacked them until they fled away. The surprising part about the story is that instead of hurting her, the 3 lions remained and looked after the little girl until police arrived and escorted her back home. It was said by specialists that the reason they did that was due to her crying, which resembled their own cubs' crying sound. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we upload a new video. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one.